Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Kevin from Revanchist, and you're listening to The Dan Chan Show.
Shrouded in mist and cloud, life took a
Tonight, my guests are Kevin and Julian, a guitarist, singer, and drummer from German melodic death metal outfit Revanchist. How you doing, guys?
Very good. Thank you for having us.
No, it's an absolute pleasure. So, whereabouts are you? You're in Nuremberg, aren't you?
Yes, I'm in Nuremberg, and Julian is from the Alps, from the German Alps. He's from, Oberstdorf, it's called.
I have to get this out of the way. My love for that area of the world, Bavaria and the Alps, the Tyrolean, whether it's German, Italian, or Austrian, I love that part of the world. I love Bavarian, atmosphere of the beer halls. I went to Oktoberfest for the first time last year. Absolutely loved it. I've got my own Lederhosen. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll get to make it this year. But I love the German culture.
Yeah, glad to hear it. There's a lot to see, a lot to do in the mountains, and also in Nuremberg, there's a lot of historic stuff to see, of course. And cool.
Love it. Love Germany. I love the beer mainly. That's what I'm getting at. That's it. Of course.
That's what we're known for, right?
Of course. I know. I love it. So before we get into what's currently happening, I want to go back in time a little bit. I want to get to know more about you guys. I want to get to know more about the band's history, how you all met, and what started the band. So, who's going to take that question?
I think I'm going to take it because I'm a founding member.
Yeah, because Julian's quite new. He's quite later on, aren't you, Julian? That's right.
Quite new. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Kevin. You start us off.
Yeah, I mean, Julian is not new. I wouldn't say that. He joined in, I think, 2020 or something. 2019,
I think it was
maybe
2021 when I got a call. Yes, and then.
Exactly. Yeah, but at first it was just three guys from Nuremberg, and then we expanded it a little bit because we were searching for a new drummer in 2021, as Julian just explained, and that's when he joined, and we've been running this lineup now since 2021, which is Julian, Matthias, and myself.
What's influenced you to start doing melodic death metal? Did you come from other areas of metal? Was it always the heavier side of things when you started doing music?
Yeah, actually, yes. Back in the day in 2017, we went to a lot of local shows and decided we wanted to start our own band. And because there were a lot of things we saw that we thought we can do better, and that motivated us to start our own band. And for me personally, it's always been death metal, thrash metal, melodic death metal, bands like, for example, At the Gaze, Dark Tranquility, In Flames, and so on, and also newer stuff or more modern stuff like Silosis, for example, or Gorshara. And that's the DNA for me. But Julian, I don't know. For you, it's quite different, I would say.
Yeah, my influences are a little bit more from the black metal side, but also from the melodic death metal side, I think. I'm also a doom metal guy, so I love jumping through the niches of death metal, thrash metal, black metal, and so on. But I still was searching, and I think that's the question before, because we live 4 hours away from each other.
Yeah.
And I always seeking to be in a cool band who everyone wants to make something I want to hear and to play. And I think that was the moment when I said, okay, I don't give that care about that we are living that far away from each other.
Yeah.
Because I need something where I can live my emotions and the things what I want to play.
Are there many metal bands in the mountains, Julian?
nothing.
Just Schlager music and Volks music.
A few, but more like Oktoberfest music and something like that. And
well, I love that as well. That's great. Bit of knee slapping. Tell me about the band name. Where does the band name come from? And Revanchist. What's the Revanchist? What get it? Make sure I say it right. Where does it come from? What does it mean?
It's pretty random, actually. It's just a name we heard and thought it kind of sounds good to us, Revanchist, and of course it has a meaning in a political way, but also there's Star Wars lore that is attached to it, because there's a figure in Star Wars, or a character, that's called Revan, and he's capable of both sides of the Force, which is a pretty cool thing, and which makes him, a pretty mighty character in the Star Wars lore, and the people who follow him, they are called Revanchists, because he's Revan and his followers are called Revanchists. And that's something that sounded also very good to us.
Cool,
because it's about power, and
I like it.
That's also a trait we like with our music.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Now, let's get into the new music. Talking of music, let's get into that, because you've released a couple of singles lately. There's been an EP in the past and more singles before that. Now, why this route? You've been going a few years now. No full length. Are we moving towards a full length, or we're just sticking to steady releases through singles?
So in 2023, we released our first EP, which was called Phantom Limbs. And now we are working towards another EP, which is called Hostage of the Unsaid.
Yeah.
And before those two EPs, we just were releasing singles, because we were still experimenting with our sound and with recording and so on. And we did not want to take too big of a risk and just find a way that works for us, and that's what we did with those first singles. Then when we figured out what we are doing and how we do it, we recorded that first EP, Phantom Limbs, and now with this new EP we also refined our sound and went into a direction that fits us better, and the genre we are doing, and the sound we want to create, and also recording process was a little bit different, songwriting process was a little bit different, and I think we really have it together now and really found our sound with this new EP, and want to continue in that lane, you could say, with the next recordings. Whether this will be a new EP or a full length, we can't tell right now, but of course there should be a full length somewhere in the future.
Do you think full length? I was speaking to a band of the week that I had on the show, and we're discussing the fact that, do we think that albums are kind of not finished, but the way that music can be released nowadays, singles and EPs can be done quicker, released faster. You can change your sound. You're not stuck to one album. You're not pigeonholed with one album. Do you think that's the future of music, doing singles and EPs rather than full lengths?
Take it away.
I think it depends on the bands. I think there are a lot of bands who make great albums after each other. Because they just maybe there is more like a concept in a full album.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Where you can sing about and play about. And I think EPs are more common because it's quicker. I think someone thinks it's quicker, but I think you can also work on 5 songs as long as on a full album. It just depends on how long you want to stay on something, or when you said, okay, it's now it's time to release, and we just lay it down now, because you never are 100% finished, and I think there are two types of bands, and I won't say that we just have to figure out what's next. So we never say, okay, we make a EP. We just make the songs and look, okay, what does the songs with us, and now the EPs are there because we just want to prove ourselves. What can we do, what not, and what want we do to give to the audience.
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah, I would also like to add to that because I think full lengths are still relevant, but it depends a little bit on if you are an established band or not. And for upcoming bands, EPs are still a great way to figure out which sound they want to do, who they want to be. And once you have that figured out, you can aim towards a full length. And with a great enough audience that follows you and cares about what you do, because if you release a full length and there's no audience, then it would be a waste of money and energy, and also creative power.
Of course.
So we're trying to build that audience first and then aim towards that full length album.
So getting to that now, how close do you think you are now to being where you want to be? I mean, how's the evolution been of the band, and what's the writing? How much has the writing process changed for you since you wrote your first track to now?
Yeah, first part of the question, I think we're seeing good progress right now in our listener numbers and also the attention we're getting on social media. That's a level now that we've never reached before, even though it's, compared to other bands, still small, but for us that's a huge step. I think we're sitting at 4,000 monthly listeners right now on Spotify. That's a number we've never reached before, so we're proud of that. But of course, we're aiming at much higher numbers.
Of course, you have
to play those festival stages and play those tour shows and bigger clubs, bigger stages. But for this stage right now, I think we can be quite happy with the results, and we are convinced of the quality that we're putting out. And I think it's just kind of a matter of time and patience until we reach that goal. And second part of the question concerning the songwriting, that's also changed a lot, because nowadays it's just Julian and myself that are writing the songs. Usually I start with some riffs and then we start building from there. And then Julian is laying down his drum parts and so on. We discuss parts back and forth. And back in the day, every band member was involved. And we figured out that too many people involved in the songwriting process is not good for us, because all those discussions sometimes, and that leads to nowhere. And so we figured out this is the way for us to go. Just us two writing the songs, and it works. It works very well, I would say.
There's only 3 of you in the band. There's only leaving one person out. That's not really fair, is it?
Yeah, who will take that question? Should I?
Tell us
a lot of video.
Tell us who's missing today, Julian. Who's missing today?
Matthias is missing today.
It's because he's not a writer. Keep him out.
We had a lot of video calls, and it's just like I think Matthias is also involved in another band, so we made a decision, and it was a very good decision, because the new EP was coming out was just us two, first time, I think, or Kevin. And it just worked well for us. So and no one is crying or something.
No, sure.
we talked a lot about this.
Who's taking care of lyrics?
That would be me, yes.
So okay, what's the lyrical content? What you're writing about?
Most of the time, it's about things I see or experience or feel that I write about, because I think that then the performance is more honest.
Right,
Because
yeah.
I'm not a good storyteller, or I'm not good at writing fiction. I prefer to write about what I see in the world and experience, and what I have in myself, and I try to express that. Because also then the songs are closer to my heart,
Of
and
course,
I
you sing
feel
with passion.
more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I feel more when I perform them, and I
Mhm.
think it also reflects in the in the feedback we get from the audience as well. Yeah.
Absolutely, and that leads me perfectly onto audiences, because what's live? What's on the agenda? You know, how prolific are you when it comes to doing shows?
There's a couple of shows in the calendar, yes, but also um, we are picky a little bit with the
Yeah,
shows, because we get a lot of offers to play really, really small shows in the local scene,
yeah,
and that's something we've done a lot in the past, and we don't want to do so much anymore, because then they don't have a guy who's taking care of the sound properly, or there's
yeah.
no good PA system or whatever. And
Mhm.
I think we've outgrown that stage a little
Yeah,
bit. Uh,
sure.
not saying that this is something bad,
No,
but
of course.
I think we've outgrown that. But that's where we turn down some shows and aim more towards festival or proper club shows.
Yeah. What do you prefer? Do you prefer studio or stage, Julian? You go first. Do you prefer the studio impact, the stresses of click tracks in your ear all the time, or do you prefer the flexibility of the stage and what that brings?
So it's a lot of stress in the studio, but I also love this work because we just playing tennis with the songs,
Yeah.
Kevin and I. But I'm a live guy. When I play songs, I'm also have this vision of playing live in
Yeah.
front of an audience. I'm just
Yeah.
this big audience. I think
Yeah.
sometimes I close my eyes, and when it comes to an cool gig or something, I really enjoy this. So I'm more a live guy, but I also like to make songs that you can play live very well. And I think it's a hard question, but yes, studio is really, I wouldn't say annoying, but it's a really long path to nail down some songs. And
Yeah, I know.
and when you play live, you have nailed it. You have the studio songs, and you can just throw it to the audience and
Yeah.
get this energy back.
Kevin, what do you think? What's your perspective?
Quite the same, I would say.
Really?
I enjoy playing live a lot. Love the energy, but also I like the creative process of writing songs and putting together songs. And I don't know. I think maybe I'm more of a songwriting guy. Uh, and I enjoy working in the studio or home studio a lot, because I can express myself creatively.
With that in mind, Julian, you said as well that to play, you imagine what playing in front of that song in front of a live audience. Do you write like that? Do you write imagining what a crowd would, do you write with a certain chorus in mind that could be shouted back at you? Do you play thinking about from a fan's perspective what they would like, what you'd like to hear? Does that ever go through your mind?
I think I make it automatically because I was and I am a really big fan of concerts and going to concerts and festivals too. And I think we don't say, okay, this can work or this can't work. We just have our mix together now, I think, with the especially with the new EP. And when you start to write music for the audience, it sometimes can make some songs similar to other bands, or you just sound the same. And I think it's really important to just put in the energy of a live fan, but not writing the music for fans.
Kevin?
Yeah, 100%. We've discussed this a couple of times before, Julian and I think it's important to love your own songs first, because before others can fall in love with your songs, and other, otherwise it would just become a copy of something. And I don't know. It's very important for us to write what we want to express and not follow some trends or what the audience may like or may not like. I think that's very important. Yeah.
Cool. Right. You Germans have got a good sense of humor, right?
Of course. Yeah.
It's what you're known for, best. Beer and sense of humor. I've got some fun questions. You ready for some fun questions?
Let's hear them.
Don't dwell too long on it. It's not serious, all right? What's one thing everyone should try at least once, Kevin?
Whose turn is it? I would say, I don't know, bungee jumping maybe.
Okay, Julian.
I would
play to a click track.
Maybe not to play on a click track.
Yeah. Well, what's your answer?
I would jump with a parachute out of a plane.
Okay, interesting. Okay, if you could steal credit for any great piece of art, song, film, book, etc., what piece of, famous stuff would you steal? Let's put your name on. Julian, you go first.
Good question. I think cool painting from Gustave Doré.
Nice. Okay.
Really dark art.
Yeah, like that. Okay, Kev.
Maybe a good movie or something.
Which one?
Really
Okay, go on.
the latest one I've seen was The Odyssey. I love that movie. So if I had the chance to produce a movie, I would produce that one and say it's mine.
Incredible film. I saw that at the weekend. Great film. Okay, if you could have any superpower, what power would you have and why, Kevin?
Shut off any noise or sound around me. I would love that.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Playing to a click. No, I think to play some guitar or bass, I'm really bad at it.
Oh, okay. What would be your walk-on song for like boxing or wrestling? What song would you come into the ring to, Julian? And why?
A calm song.
Oh, okay.
I just I don't know if I can say this, but I love some Billie Eilish or something.
That's great. No, you can say that. There's no such thing as a guilty pleasure, Julian. We're all friends here. So you come onto a Billie Eilish track.
Yeah.
Calm. Kevin, you're going to ruin this. Go on. What? Or make it better.
Yeah. I would choose I Know How to Die from Motorhead.
Yeah.
I love that one.
That's a good one.
And it's also a good message.
Yeah, too right. Okay, what's your unpopular musical opinion, Kevin?
Unpopular musical opinion. I think jazz is overrated.
Jazz, that's great. Okay, that's not musical, is it?
It's very musical, but I never got into it. I think so. Yeah, maybe.
You say chess, as in the game?
Chess. No, jazz music.
Oh, jazz. Shit, I'm going to keep this in. That's funny. I thought you said chess. I thought chess isn't musical. You said jazz.
No, jazz. Maybe that was
cool.
my
all right, I understand that. Yeah, okay, cool. Julian?
I think AC/DC.
All right, okay, why?
I
One trick pony.
I can't hear the voice and everything. It's just something for not for my ears. So.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Subjective. Should non-metalheads wear metal shirts? Julian.
Just Revanchist shirts.
Just yeah. Anyone can wear them. Fair enough. Kevin.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's cool. I love to see people wearing metal shirts. I don't care.
It's a bit random though, isn't it? Sometimes you go into some shops and like some really strange high street shops, or normal high street shops, and they've got some like Burzum t-shirt or something like that. It's just bizarre. It just blows my mind.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Okay.
But it's
that's the most extreme example.
Yeah,
right?
so yeah, that's a little bit extreme. Okay, here's the next question. What was your first metal merch that you ever bought? T-shirt. What was your first T-shirt?
I think it was something from Linkin Park, maybe, or In Flames, something like that. Because we I don't know if you have that in the UK but there's a web shop called EMP.
Yeah, EMP.
EMP, yeah. And back in the day, they only sold a couple of shirts in S, and when I was like 12 or 13, that's the only shirts that
you could get into.
And they only had shirts from like Linkin Park and In Flames. Although there were other bands I would have loved to have merch from, but I had to choose those.
Fair enough. Good answer, Julian.
It was a Enziferum hoodie.
What's it?
So it's I think pagan Viking band from.
Yeah, no, I've had them on the show. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and
cool.
It was I think 2011 on my first festival. It was a one-day festival with just this kind of bands.
Brilliant. Okay, so who do you think is the new legacy band? Who are we going to go and who are we taking our grandkids or kids to go and see in 20 years' time when those stadium shows aren't happening from the big bands that we know now? Do you think there's any band coming through that could take that place, or do you think stadium shows will stop?
It's probably an answer that everyone gives, but I think Bring Me the Horizon is probably a hot contender for that.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah, maybe also some other super popular band like Sleep Token or something.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, maybe something like that.
Yeah, Julian?
I think if Deaf Heaven would be a little bit more popular in Europe, I think they are too niche now in this kind of. But I think they will grow just bigger and bigger, and I think in 10 years they are already headliners all the time.
Fair enough. Who would be on your, just out of interest, who'd be on your Mount Rushmore of metal musicians, or musicians in general? It could be drummers, just 4 drummers, it could be 4 guitarists, it could be drummer guitarists. Who are your people that you look up to from or you respect musically, or someone you've aspired to be from a young age or whatever? Kevin, you go first.
I've always had my heroes, and first hero, of course, was Chester Bennington from Linkin Park, because that's the first time I heard harsh vocals.
T-shirt worked well then. The T-shirt sold it to you.
Exactly, and fell in love with that. And then it's also probably Josh Middleton from Sylosis, and Matt Heafy from Trivium, and what else? I don't know. That's it probably.
One more.
Then it's Vogue from Decapitated.
Okay. Julian.
My first heroes were, because they are the guys who make me a drummer, was Joy Jordison, Chris Adler from Lamb of God.
Yeah.
And I think Frederick Anderson, the former drummer of Amon
Amarth. Yeah.
And nowadays it's complicated in my case, but I more look on bands, and I think the singer of Deaf Heaven is a beast.
Good.
He's just so good.
Yeah.
And Yeah.
Can confirm. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, we're getting silly now. What would your death row meal be? A starter, a main course, and a dessert, or a pudding, as we say in the UK. Julian, you go first. What would your starter be?
A good soup.
A good soup. Yeah. Kevin, what's yours?
Then
Yeah, I thought about soup as well for the
Yeah,
first
soup.
course.
Okay. Starter, main course.
pizza all the time.
Kevin.
I'm also a pizza guy, actually.
I'll go. You
Yeah.
guys are like brothers, aren't you? Dessert. Kevin, you go
Okay.
first this time.
Yeah. I don't like sweet stuff, but if I
There's
had to
strudel.
choose, yeah, that's
not
good.
too sweet. You
But
get it can be quite nice, not too sweet.
yeah, I would skip that. I would
Okay,
skip
skip
it
that.
because I don't like
Straight to the
sweet
chamber.
stuff. Yeah,
Missing the
exactly.
course. Go on, Julian.
I think vinegar and salt chips.
Okay, what's on the bucket list for the band? What do you want to achieve coming up with the next? What's your 5-year plan? Maybe a 10-year plan? What do you want to do with the band? What would one thing to happen that would go? We've really got there now. We're on the next level. What would it be?
So of course, first we want to grow the audience more, to grow beyond like maybe 10,000 monthly Spotify listeners. That's always the number that everyone's looking at, I think.
Yeah.
And then of course it's getting booked on festivals more regularly.
What festival would you like to do? What would be on the bucket list for that?
Yeah, we just came back from Summer Breeze Open Air. That's of course one because it's also close to where we live, and we've been there countless of times. So yeah, that's number one, I think. And yeah, and then also playing support shows for cool bands that we like and that yeah, fit our style.
Yeah, Julian.
Yeah.
Anything else to add?
I don't think so, because Kevin sometimes speaks out of myself.
Yeah. Fair enough. Kevin, tell me, send a message to the fans, people that not heard the band. Tell them, explain what they're going to hear, or speak to people who do know you, who are going to be listening to this chat, and what you want to say to them directly.
Yeah, so if you listen to Revanchist, you're in for modern melodeath with traditional elements from bands like In Flames, At the Gates, Soilwork, but also mixed with modern elements like breakdowns, which you would find in the music of, for example, Decapitated or Gojira, or yeah, more like metalcore bands. And lyric-wise, we aim at a more emotional side and try to express feelings rather than fiction.
Yeah, cool. And what track am I going to be playing next, and why?
Yeah, of course, Hostage of the Unsaid.
Cool. Played that last week, and I'm going to be playing that again right now. Well, Kevin, Julian, thanks so much for joining me. I really enjoyed the chat. Good luck with everything. We'll be keeping an eye on you. We'll be playing your tracks in the future.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah.